Next, let's talk about our indents for each paragraph. Click somewhere in the paragraph here, and your indents, you're going to have 4 of them. Looking up at the top here, when you hover over the first one, it's the first line indent. So I'm already in the first paragraph. If I click and drag, and if you're very good at eyeballing this, you can click and drag that little tiny triangle upside down and drag it over to as far as you want to indent the first line of the paragraph. Of course, you can always click and drag it back. And then below that, you have the hanging indent, and what that does is when you click and drag that triangle, be sure you drag just the triangle, that it actually leaves the first line hanging and everything else below it's indented. And of course I can undo that or drag it back. And then finally down at the bottom you have your left indent, which actually indents the whole paragraph by clicking on that and moves both the first line and the hanging indent with it, so you can see both triangles and the little square moving along, and it indents the whole paragraph. Now those are the 3 here. Then over to the right we just have one, and that's going to be our right indent. So if I click and drag that over, it'll indent the whole right paragraph. And then I can click and drag this left indent over, and I can get this a little bit more centered for the paragraph if I want it centered offset from the left and also from the right. Of course I can undo that a couple of times to get it back to normal here. Now by default, you probably haven't noticed this, but when you get to the beginning of each paragraph and you hit the tab key, up at the top by default it does a first line indent for you, about 5 spaces. And again, you can click and drag that and manipulate it however you'd like, but the default's about 5. So I'll go ahead and undo that. Now if you want to do this numerically without eyeballing it by clicking and drag these, the first line indent, the hanging indent, or just the left indent marker, you can always click on the Paragraph Groups Expandable Dialog Box button. And you can see already this first line is already indented by about 1/2 inch. So what if we said we want to increase this by about 1.6 inches? You can see down in my preview window I've really pushed it over. It's really tiny, but it gives you kind of just a preview here. And I click OK, and look at it, shoves it all the way over. And you can see it also up here as well. So this is if you want to do it visually, and the other way, by clicking on the expandable button for your paragraph, you can do it numerically. 2 more things you can actually do is within each paragraph. When you click on the paragraph, in the paragraph group you have your decrease indent and increase indents. When I click on it, it indents, just brings that whole square over with those 2 first line and hanging indents, brings it over. And then you can decrease it by clicking on the out indent button, and then a shortcut key, Control T, will actually do a hanging indent for you. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.